Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video. This time, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Beginner's Guide. Now, if you're like me and a casual and you want to enjoy this game, I just wanted to give a few tips to help you get through the early game. I got through Act 1, and I just wanted to give some tips because, the combat mechanics could be a little difficult, if you're just used to standard RPG style games. First off, don't be ashamed. There is a way to, just adjust the difficulty to easy difficulty. And it made combat a lot easier, especially the dodges and parries. I highly recommend that. I don't think it changes anything with the trophies. So, or, enjoyment of the game, especially if normal difficulty is, um, not that easy for you, just change the difficulty. It's not that big of a deal. When I face enemies like this big one over here that we're about to try out, I just put it on story difficulty because I'm not that good enough to face these difficult enemies on the intended difficulty anyway. I mean, sometimes I try it out first on the normal difficulty and then I go back, but that's up to you. Other than that, let's get into the combat, and I'll give you some tips and tricks just to start with. Now, everyone has their, like niche. Mael she can do most elements. I think besides like dark and light, she could do most of the standard elements. But she's mostly like a high damage, like single target focused character. I'd say Lune is more AoE focused, and Ciela is also kind of single target damage focused, but she focuses more on dark and light elements. And Gustav focuses more on single target damage as well, but he's more like lightning focused. Alright, moving on. So you have, the aim skill, which you should always do on flying enemies, right? Because that's the only way you could hurt them. Oh, this guy is pretty tough. This is probably not going to be an easy battle for me. Anyway, then you have attack, which normally doesn't do much besides giving you like a little AP. But once you get builds going, oh wow, these guys are pretty tough. Probably gonna lose this. Anyway, this is just to show you guys how the combat works. Right, so you have the basic attacks which give you AP, and you have skills which use AP, right? And then you see like the blue number is how much AP you need to, get your skill going. And some of them, if you read them, it says like Earth Rising consumes this element for increased damage. I'm still like learning what all the colors are, but obviously the red is the fire, the blue is the ice, the earth I believe is green, the white is a different stain. So yeah, Lune is like your mage character, and she has a lot of options. And her best skill, actually, I don't even think I have it equipped right now. It's the one where you use stains to do a lot of damage. But usually, what I try and do is just get some elements out there. Okay, these guys are gonna mop the floor with us because I think they're higher level than us. Anyway, Ciela has this whole foretell and dark cards thing. So you really just want to do foretell on an enemy, and then you could use the dark element afterwards. Yeah, we're probably gonna get manhandled. I think too low level for this fight, but I'm gonna try. Counters do an amazing amount of damage. course. There's some mechanics like this eating thing that these Burgeons do that I don't think you could get out of. And you have to break them for them to spit out your ally. But yeah, that's besides the point. I'm just trying to teach, right? I'm acting like I'm trying to beat this guy. Alright. So Mael has these stances, right? So you always want to change stances to do more damage. So in this case, I kind of want to go into this Virtuoso stance. And with her, I'm going to try and... Okay, I don't know if I can do that. I want to knock him out because he's buffing. I don't think I can. And you never want to attack these flying enemies with anything other than the ranged attacks because they just dodge everything else. Oh, she's down. Okay. I'll be back. Okay. Okay, we're back. So, in terms of combat, you know, dodging is definitely easier than parrying. But once you get the timings down, you could just do whatever you want. Parrying is helpful because you could do damage to them. So if you get the parrying timing down, of course, go for the parries. But it's just, you know, timing. You look for the tells, like when they're about to swing their sword at you, or when the projectile is coming at you. That's like when you dodge or when you parry. But like I said, if it's getting really difficult for you, of course, just put the difficulty down. It's pretty easy on story mode, but I will continue to give tips even if it's not easy enough on story mode. So just hang out for a second. I'm trying to not have spoilers when I do this guide, so just give me a second while I arrange this, and I'm gonna get to like the equipment and the builds in a second. Okay, so in terms of equipment, right? So the weapons drop from either enemies, or you can find it out in the world, or like in the maps. And they, you know, some of them have elements, some of them have like these level bonuses when you level them up. So of course, keep them leveled up. And besides your weapon, you also have pictos, right? So these give, you know, some minor stat bonuses, but they also really help you to customize the build. So these ones that I have equipped aren't that great. I mean, the healing tint is okay. Critical moment is not that great at all. But like, I was trying to come up with some really good builds. I'm only, like I said, in Act 1. But if you look at the Luminous, that's what you get after you master a Pictos. You could just like equip them based on the blue 27 that you have. So let's just take a look really quick. So for her, the good ones I think is +3 AP on killing an enemy, which obviously doesn't help when you're fighting bosses, but it could if they have minions, right? Energizing Sword, I think this is really good because AP, especially at the start of the battle, helps. Dodger especially gain 1 AP on perfect dodge. This is great. Critical burn is so-so. This is so-so. Cleansing tint is good because as you get, you know, more healing tints, it definitely helps to remove status effects. Status effects are killer in this game. What is this? Rewarding mark. Yeah, it's very easy between, you know, Gustav, CL, and Lune, I believe, or is it Mael? They can mark a target. So +2 AP on a marked target is really good. Powerful Revive is so-so. I just equipped it for the stats. Some other good abilities. Attack Lifesteal. This thing is brilliant. I'm sure there may be an upgraded version of this down the line, but you know, if you need some health, you just attack them with the base attack. It's perfect. Another one another thing to consider is, some of these aim abilities might seem like lackluster, like what is it? Marking shots, or there's like these burning shots or whatever. It might seem like lackluster, but if you look at some of the skills that Mael and Lune have, like they have these conditional skills where it's like, oh, if the enemy is burning, you could get this additional effect. So if you have extra Lumine points, consider a build like adding um, like these 20% mark, 20% burning to your ranged shots, but then you could just set up a skill that your party members have and do some great damage. So that's something to consider. Um, you could, I mean, I don't know if there's enough break skills in the beginning of the game, but that's another way you could go. You could go for like break. This energizing attack, if I had room for it, I would definitely do this as well. Um, yeah, that's really all I had to say about Lumina and Pictos. Like the builds are kind of like so-so in the beginning, right? You only have so many skills available and so many Pictos available at the beginning of the game, but you could see where it's going with this. Um, besides that, um, just explore the map. There's tons of items hidden around. They definitely are generous with the costumes and the cosmetics in this game. So explore and find those, and just have fun. This is a really really great game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I just hope that other players that are casual like me could also enjoy it, because the difficulty is there in this game. You just kind of gotta work ways around it using the equipment you have available. Also, lower the difficulty, like I said, and have some fun. I hope this guide helped you out, and I hope you were able to learn something from it. Let me know if you need some more guides like this on this game. I will be happy to make like a mid game and a late game guide just like this. Anyways, take care. Have a good one. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.